Welcome to Python Basics with EJD. In the last video, we considered Flask and Fast API for web development. And taking it further, in this video, we'll be looking at Django for web applications. So if you're into web development, if you do things around web development, making applications, web-based applications and everything, so you want to consider Fast API, Flask, Fast API, and Django. So here, let's talk about Django. So Django for web applications. Introduction, what is Django? Django is a high-level Python framework, web framework that is, that encourages rapid development and clean, pragmatic design. So it's more like you're a perfectionist, but you have a time limit and you want to do a web application. Django is your go-to place. So if you in that kind of situation, you want to explore Django a lot, right? So why should you use Django? So we have some of the benefits include batteries included philosophy like authentication, admin interface, ORM, forms, and so on and so forth. And it emphasizes security, scalability, and reusability. Then it's popular among startups and enterprises alike. So if you're a startup and you're looking for a web framework, Django may be it for you. Then talking about the Django architecture, we have the MTV part, and that is the model template view. So talking about model, we have it. So this defines data structure and interacts with the database. Then we have the template, which handles the presentation layer, HTML, CSS, and JS, for instance. Then view, it contains the business logic and connects models with templates, right? So let's talk about request response cycle. So for the request response cycle, you have client sends a request, HTTP, Django URL dispatcher maps it to a view processes data using models if needed, and template renders a response back to the client. Okay. So how do you set up Django? So the installation, um, okay, let me remove this particular one. Yeah, we don't need this. So of course, to set up Django, the first thing you want to do is that pip install usual theme. So for installation, pip install Django. So here you get to do a couple of things beyond just pip install Django. I had this installed before, so it's going to okay. It's behaving like it's downloading it again. That's fine. All right. So pip install Django. You can see this exclamation. If you use pip install Django and it's not working, like if you use the exclamation mark, it might just work. So then we have Django admin start project my site. So I click on that again to get it going. So that's fine. Uh, okay. Okay, I guess this cell has got to go. Okay, so next I have exclamation cd my site and python manage.py run server. So we have that. So watching for file changes with stage reloader, performing system check identified no issues, zero silence. So you have 18 unapplied migrations. Your project may not work properly until you apply the migrations for apps, admin, auth, content types, sessions, run Python manage.py migrate to apply them. Well, I mean, I'm not into web development. I'm just trying to introduce you to the possibilities. So if you're in that, you can do it further. So we will not get the full thing happening because that's not my thing. Okay. So, and we have this one that is not a development server. Do not use it as a product in the production setting. Use the product. So I think the same thing we got the other time for Fast API, Flask and Fast API. So I could as well just stop this and move on because, of course, we don't have the full facility for this. I'm just doing a kind of overview of Django. So for the project structure, you have the manage.py, that's your command line utility. You have my site, that's project configuration. Settings.py, you have global settings, URLs.py, that's URL dispatcher, WSGI.py. We had that warning. Yeah, when we had this warning, says use a production WSGI or ASGI server instead. So I'm not working with any server in this case. So that's deployment entry points. Then we can talk about creating a Django app. So to create a Django app now, you now start an app. So yeah, you have exclamation Python manage.py start app blog. So it's more like you're doing an app to create a blog for a blog or something like that. But I mean, we don't have the full functionality. That's why it says error, no file, no such file or directory, which is okay because um I'm just showing you around. Then you have the app structure, models.py that defines database tables, views.py, business logic, URLs, .py URL routing added manually in apps. You have the templates, HTML files. You have admin.py, that's admin interface customization. Then models and ORM. So you can define models here. So defining models from Django.db, that's like database, import model. So you create a class post models.model, title is models.child, character field, maximum length 200, content model.text field, created at. So that's some date thing going on right there. So of course, as expected, we don't have we don't have the full functionalities for this. So you start by defining the models, then you create the migrations. That's exclamation CD my site Python manage .py make migrations, and then here exclamation cd my site double and percent Python manage.py migrate, and we have that for the migration. So it says no changes detected, operations to perform, apply all migrations, admin, and all these stories. And then we can query ORM. ORM has something to do with database. I think we're going to see that when we get to talk about something the next thing about it, I think SQL alchemy, right? It also features prominently in the playlist on SQL with Python. So querying with ORM, we have post.object.all, post.object.filter, title underscore contains double underscore Django, like that. So we do that querying. Of course, we don't have the full functionality. Then we have views and URL routing. So if you want a simple view, so you can just say uh, from Django.http import HTTP response, then define home request, return HTTP response, welcome to my Django app. So if you run this, you might get that. Okay, that just works, and that's it. Then we can map URLs. So mapping URL, you have urls.py. So from Django.urls, import path, right? So from dot import views, then URL path. So you just run that too. Of course, we don't have full functionality, like I said. Then we have templates now. Well, I mean, this one is supposed to be like maybe it should just be like it is not supposed to be executable. So I have this. Okay, this is okay. Let me just finish it up and then I'll put it into a text box. So I do this and cut this out. Then I can just create a text thing like that and paste this there and then come back and delete this because I no longer need it. So now we have this. So this is not supposed to be executed. So we have template example. So talking about templates, and we have home.html. So if in that web applications now, you need to do HTML stuff. Then if you also want to render templates in Vue, so from Django.shortcut, import render, define home request and all this. So you run and you get okay, that ran well. Of course, we don't have the full functionalities. Django admin, so you can set up admin from Django.country, import admin from .models, import post, admin.site or register post, then access, run Python, manage.py, create super, blah, 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 all these things. All right. So we don't have full functionalities as usual. So forms and user input. So for user input, now you can have model form example. So from Django import forms, from .models import posts. So class post form, forms.model, class meta, all these things. So if you need to create a form like forms that people need to fill, then handling form views now. So you can handle form views using define, create, post, request. If request or method is post, form, post, all these things. So this is how to handle forms in views. Then you need to talk about authentication and security. Authentication system, yeah, login, log out, and registration. So, I mean, the first time you're getting on, right, you need to register. After registering, next, then you can log in. Then when you're done with your session, you can log out. So this is where all of that happens. So you need middleware for security, things like CSRF protection, XSS prevention, then user model extendable with abstract user or abstract based user. Then you can do static files and media. So static files like CSS, JS, images served with static files dot underscore dirs. Then media uploads handled with media URL and media underscore URL and media underscore roots. Then for deployment, then you can go for production server like gunicorn, UWSGI, then reverse proxy, Nginx stroke Apache, then cloud deployment, Heroku, AWS, Elastic Beanstalk, and Docker. I don't use all these things, so I don't use any of this, by the way. So no, don't. You can, if this is your area of interest, you want to deepen your knowledge on that. So 56.13, best practices. So follow Django coding style. So Django has a coding style. Follow that religiously. Use environment variables for secrets. Apply database indexing for optimization. Break large projects into reusable apps, right? Then in conclusion, Django simplifies, should this have been bullets? I think it should be. Yeah, so bullets, I think bullets makes it better. Okay, so Django simplifies web development with its built-in features. It enables developers to focus on application logic instead of reinventing the wheel. Next steps, build a real-world project like a blog, an e-commerce, or social app. So feel free to work that out. I'm not interested in web stuff, so no worries. All right. So this is the end of that. This is the end of my introduction to Django for web applications. And as you can see, it helps you to get the job done fast enough without worrying too much about so many things, right? So with this, I've come to the end of this video. Let me know how helpful this is for you. And if there's something you'd like me to try out, feel free to let me know. Maybe in your field, you want to find out if there is an app in Python that can help you get your work done better. Feel free to let me know your field in the comment section, either on Facebook or on YouTube, right? I might be able to tell you if I have that done already, or I may just do it, like that. Okay, so if you have subscribed already, I must say thank you. If you haven't, of course, you want to do that right away. Hit the notification bell also after subscribing, so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Then you can take it a step further by clicking on join to become a member of the channel. That comes to some special privileges. Afterwards, don't forget to comment, like, and share so that more people can have access to the great content I have going on here. So like, come your way again, keep doing Python right. And in the next video, watch out. I think I'll be talking about, is this SQL alchemy or something? Just watch out. There's something else coming up then. Bye.